Welcome to the Disaster Readiness and Risk Reductions Quarter 1, Module 2 on Risk Factors Underlying Disasters. After going through this lesson, you are expected to identify the risk factors underlying disasters, describe each risk factors underlying disasters, utilize to gain knowledge in real-life situations to avoid harm and ensure safety, and appreciate the importance of understanding the risk factors underlying disaster to mitigate the effect of disasters and practice mitigation measures as early as necessary. Lesson 1: Differentiating Risk Factors Underlying Disasters. In this lesson, the learner will understand that disaster can bring about many devastating effects. Upon identifying the risk factors underlying disaster, this will provide ideas to mitigate the effect of disasters that can lead to death, destructions of infrastructures, loss of livelihoods, and even non-physical events like emotional and psychological aspects. Disaster can affect everyone. It does not discriminate among social classes, gender, creed, race, and even nationality. But a certain risk factors put those affected in a position where they have a graver or a longer lasting post-disaster stress reactions. These aggravating factors contribute to evident differences in stress reactions to a certain individual with a certain characteristics. A risk is a potential problem. It might happen and it might not. Conceptual definition of risk. Risk concern future happenings. Risk involve change in mind, opinion, action, places. Two characteristics of risk. We have uncertainty and loss. Three important elements of disaster risk. We have exposure, hazard, and vulnerability. Exposure, the elements at risk from the natural or a man-made hazard event. Hazard, a potentially dangerous physical occurrence, phenomenon, or human activity that may result in loss of life or injury, property damage, social and economic disruptions, or even environmental degradation. Vulnerability, this is a condition. Risk factors. Risk factors are processes or conditions often developer-related that influence the level of disaster's risk by increasing level of. These are the following are also taken into consideration when risk factors underlying disasters are involved. We have the severity of exposure, gender and family, age, and economic status of country. Factors which underlie disasters. We have the climate change, environmental degradation, globalized economic development, poverty and inequality, poorly planned and managed urban development, and weak governance. Now, review your previous activities. Do you think that the given ideas or concepts are clear for you? Differentiate risk factors underlying disasters? Agree or disagree? Have you learned so much from this lesson? What are the 3 things that you learned today? What are the 2 things that you found interesting? Here are the activity that you're going to answer. Follow the directions. Thank you for listening. See you again next week.